Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today's topic is about strategies and facts about job applications in Malaysia. And this actually short webinar was requested by one of my good friend, Dr. Farooq. He's lecturer in College of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Jung campus. Little bit introduction about me. As you can see, my name is Muhammad Waseem Aslam, and I started my very first job in 2013 in Malaysia, and I have privilege to work in a couple of hospitals in Malaysia. Currently, I'm a postgraduate student and studying in University Putra Malaysia. Let's start with the industrial status. Since I am attached with the small animal sector, so I can only give you information about the small animal industry. But those who are seeking jobs in large animal sector or maybe in the poultry industry, I think I'm not the right person to ask the questions about that, because I don't think so I'm familiar with any Pakistani who is working in large animal or maybe poultry sector in Malaysia. I think the quality of practices and the salary packages, they are pushing our graduates to travel overseas and look for the job opportunities. And there might be a number of other reasons also, I'm not sure exactly, so it goes person to person. But those who have been graduated or maybe those who are going to graduate soon, I think they should focus more on their skills, and they have to find the ways to improve the quality of their practice, because this is something which I believe is going to pay you for the rest of your life. Let's move to the salary section. I think if the individual can ensure two things, one is the quality of services and the minimum required skills and knowledge, so they are usually they get this type of salary package, and that is the minimum requirement of the contract also according to the immigration rules. But I think the immigration sector we will discuss later. But if you look at the whole slide, I think this is the range of the salary. So those who are having intermediate skills and or maybe the advanced level skills, so they're good to go with these type of packages also. So like I mentioned earlier, it goes with your experience, it goes with your quality of services, it goes with the skills. Let's say you are having like advanced skills in endoscopy or maybe in echocardiography or maybe in the CT scan, so then you're falling in this type of criteria. So these are actually the packages for the intermediate and highly skilled workers. So this was all about industrial status and the salary packages. Let's move to the next section. These two pages have been extracted from the Malaysian Veterinary Council Act, and it is quite important to understand that why I included these pages here. So those who have been graduated from University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences Lahore, and those who have been graduated from University of Agriculture Faisalabad, they are only eligible to work as a veterinarian in Malaysia under normal circumstances. It doesn't mean those who have been graduated from rest of the universities like Arid or maybe Tando Jam University, they cannot work here. There are always exceptions, and the Ministry of Agriculture has full authority to allow anyone, but it depends. If you have done something very extraordinary in the world, or maybe if you are a very extraordinary person and you're highly useful for some kind of organization, then that particular organization can write a letter to the Ministry of Agriculture and they can give you a special permission to work in Malaysia. But in normal circumstances, only the students from UVAS and UAF, University of Agriculture Faisalabad, they are only eligible to work as veterinarian in Malaysia. Now the other, I think that there will be some students, they will ask the question of those who have been graduated from CVAS, whether they can work in Malaysia or not. I think they can also work because at the end of the day they are getting diploma from UVAS, so that is not a big problem. So I think they are good to go as a veterinarian in Malaysia. Hopefully things are clear until this eligibility section. Those who are interested to look into more institutes, so I think they can download this Veterinary Council Act. It is available on their website, and they can find out more registered institutes. But I'm quite sure from Pakistan only UVAS and UAF is registered. Let's move to the next section. Now, getting a license for a foreign veterinarian to work as a registered veterinary practitioner is not an easy job. It is quite complicated for the practitioner or the individual itself, and even for the organizations also. So let me explain you through a scheme. I think it will be easy for you to understand. So in this process, certain organizations and Ministry of Agriculture is involved. Now let me mention here there are very few hospitals or clinics which have the capacity or prerequisites to recruit a foreign veterinarian. So it means they have already registered their organization like hospital or clinic with the Ministry of Agriculture. So if they need a veterinarian, they will write to the Department of Veterinary Services, and they will get a letter from them which is a support letter, and they will write to the immigration also. So once they will get approval from all these organizations, they will apply to the Malaysian Veterinary Council, which is the final authority, which is going to issue a license. It's called TPP, Temporary Practice Permit, for 6 months only, and it is renewable every 6 months. Now the key points which I would like to summarize from all these slides: not every hospital or clinic can recruit a foreign veterinarian. So those who can recruit, they are very few in number in Malaysia, and the license process is quite complicated, and then they should have registration from the Ministry of Agriculture or maybe the immigration department also. And then if the individual is allowed to work in Malaysia, so they will get license for 6 months only, and then this license will be renewable every 6 months. Now for those who are searching for the job opportunities or sending their resume to the hospitals or clinics here, or maybe if someone is already in correspondence with some kind of hospital or the clinic, they should make sufficient inquiry whether the hospital or clinic has the ability to recruit foreign veterinarian or not. Now let's move to the last section. Here we will summarize everything, and we will look on the documents also. So we will look on the requirements of the veterinarians who are going to apply for the very first time. Yes, they need full scan passport. They have to scan the whole passport and send to the employer. And this is not for the veterinarian who are going to apply for the very first time. Yes, they need their diploma, and it should be a certified true copy. Then yes, they need an updated resume, and I think their job description will come into the resume. And then they need a picture according to the requirement of the immigration department. Yes, they need a contract from the hospital or clinic, and this one is not for them. This is also not for them. And they need a professional outstanding letter from Pakistan Veterinary Medical Council. They have to check from PVMC what is the requirement for the professional outstanding letter, but yes, you can get it from them. Yes, they need a support letter from Department of Veterinary Services, which we have discussed earlier in the scheme also. So beside all those things, According to the recent guidelines of the immigration department, the person should have an experience of 3 to 5 years at least. And then according to the recent guidelines of the Malaysian Veterinary Council, the person has to go through a legislative exam also, which will satisfy the requirements of the Malaysian Veterinary Council. So this is more about the ethics and the role of a veterinary practitioner in Malaysia while he's working in a hospital or a clinic. And the last thing, I think the veterinarians who are working in Malaysia, they are not allowed to do any other jobs. If you will look at the visa sticker, so it is particularly for a veterinarian to work in a particular practice. They are not even allowed to change the hospital also. So whenever you are working as a veterinarian, your license is under the name of a practice, so you're only allowed to work in that particular practice only. So that's the end of this session. Thank you very much. This is my email address, and if you have further questions, you can always email me. You might get a reply a bit late, but I love to reply, and I always reply. Thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.